This excerpt is part of a larger work concerning the Coalition of Western States, which is a group of extremists and their organizations in the United States of America. The Coalition of Western States uses deceit to sell their constitutional elixir, which brings conflict to peaceful American communities. The result of their bringing conflict to Harney County, Oregon, led to the death of militant Robert LaVoy Finicum on January 26, 2016. The excerpt will play in a moment, or go to the larger work regarding the Coalition of Western States by clicking on the yellow block now. Chris Ann Hall with Bosworth shows the coalition was coordinating their effort to make the armed takeover political rather than the criminal action it was, and they had been encouraged early on to do so by the commentary of the Republican leadership in Washington, D.C. On Tuesday, January 5th, 3 days after the takeover, Representative Greg Walden of Oregon made a 20-minute speech in the United States Senate, and although he said he could not support the militant takeover, he did understand their position. But that was enough to give the militants some political cover. A week after Hall's visit, the turning point of the conflict would occur. On Tuesday, January 26, the militant leadership, with a few others, left Malheur to attend a public meeting in John Day, Grant County, home of so-called constitutional sheriff Glenn Palmer. As all of the leadership were making the trip, it is possible that they were making plans to abandon Harney County for Grant County, where they would have the support of Sheriff Palmer and his, quote, special deputies, unquote. The group would be traveling Highway 395 in two vehicles. In the first were leaders LaVoy Finicum, the driver, Ryan Bundy, Ryan Payne, and Shauna Cox. Traveling with them as well was Victoria Sharp, a member of a family group that was going to perform at the meeting in John Day. In the second vehicle was leader Ammon Bundy with Brian Cavalier and Mark McConnell, who happened to be a government informant. While still in Harney County, they were intercepted and stopped by Oregon State Police and the FBI at about 6:26 p.m. local time. Ammon Bundy and Brian Cavalier were arrested without incident. However, LaVoy Finicum would not obey the orders of the police and at one point yelled, quote, "Well, I'm going to see the sheriff in Grant County," unquote. About 3.5 minutes later, he attempted to flee the traffic stop, but down the road a ways found his way blocked by a police barricade. He tried to go around the blockade by taking the truck off the road, but became stuck in the deep snow. He exited his vehicle, confronting the police officers, and while reaching for his gun, was shot and killed by the state police. Ryan Bundy, Ryan Payne, and Shauna Cox were arrested. LaVoy Finicum may have decided differently about his decision to flee the traffic stop and later confront the officers if he had known that the FBI knew about his relationship with William Keebler of Utah. As early as May of 2015, the FBI had undercover agents amongst William Keebler's militant group, which was planning to, quote, go on the offensive, unquote. On June 22, 2016, the FBI arrested Keebler for attempting to detonate a pipe bomb the day before at a remote Bureau of Land Management facility in rural Arizona. Click on the yellow block to go to the larger work concerning the Coalition of Western States and the conflict they bring to American communities.